Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to if it's your first time here. And today I'm going to be doing a very basic book video that will go super quick, hopefully, just to get something posted, and because I think it's going to be fun. I'm just going to be going over my top 10 book boyfriends, starting from number 10 all the way up to number 1, and I'm just going to go over just things that I like about them and why they're in the certain places that I put them. So number 10 is Luke Ryder from The Graham Effect, and he actually was my number 1 book boyfriend from when I read The Graham Effect the first time, because I reread it in August, in May 2024 to October 24, and then he got replaced when I got introduced to my number 1 book boyfriend that we'll talk about later. And he just, okay, I don't read spice anymore, but back then I did, and the things that came out of his mouth, I was like, wow. Just like the things that he would say. Like, there was this one scene, none of the things I say in this video are gonna have spoilers in it, by the way, so you don't really have to skip unless you don't want to know anything. But there's a scene where he went with Gigi to this party, and they hid behind a curtain, and they were talking about her ex-boyfriend, and he was saying that if he was that ex-boyfriend and they were a couple, that he would have had her behind the curtain as soon as they walked into the party. And then she was doing what? And then he was getting primed for me. And then he proceeds to list in detail all the things that he would do to her behind this curtain if they were a couple, and then just leaves without another word. And she just stands there absolutely astonished, looking at where he just left, because she's so surprised that he just said that. And he would give her flowers all the time when they weren't even together. And then she would question him about it, and he would make an excuse about how it's National Whatever Day, and that that's the reason why he's giving her the flowers is for that holiday. What do you mean? And he has the trope where the man accidentally calls the girl baby, and I love that trope so much. It's time to move on now. By the way, The Graham Effect is a spin-off of the Off-Campus series. The girl in that book, Gigi, is Garrett and Hannah from the Deal's daughter, which the TV show for Off-Campus is coming out in a month, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the trailer to come out. I'll try and react to that on here. But anyway, then we have number 9 is Theroux Redford Keene from the Leica series. He has multiple books in that series, so I'm just gonna say it as the series as a whole. But I don't even know what it is about him. He's just so hot for no reason, you know? He has white hair, and I just love that for some reason. I think that's attractive. That's not his natural hair color, though. He dyes it white, but then he also will have it be dark brown. He also had his hair blue at one point. He just constantly dyes his hair. And he also is just so chill, all the time, and he will chew bubblegum all the time and just blow little bubbles with his bubblegum. And he's also gay. His love interest is in fact a man, so love that. Just gotta sprinkle in some variety on my list, and that's just kind of why he's there. And the Leica series is a 2nd gen spin-off of Addicted Calloway. And funny story, I was actually gonna have Maximoff in his spot originally, but then I decided to take him off because I was thinking, Maximoff I kind of see as a child still, even in his books when he's an adult, just because he acts so innocent and pure. So I didn't really want him on the list, so I was you know what? I'm gonna put your man on the list in your spot instead. Get out. But I do still love him though, and I don't even know why I still see him as a child so much. Whenever I think about him, that's just all I think, because all of the other 2nd gen characters, I don't see them that way, so I'm not sure. I just think that it's because of how he acts. I don't know. Or it could just be because I call him Moffy in my head all the time, which is like his childhood nickname, so that could play a factor as well. I don't mind that the angle slightly changed and that you can see that stuffed animal in the corner. I'm not changing that now, so just pretend it's not there, it's fine. So number 8 we have Connor Cobalt, which we just mentioned, the Addicted Callaway series. He's in that. His books are Kiss the Sky and Long Way Down. You do have to read the other books. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot skip out on Lily and Lo. Got it. I just realized I said Long Way Down. That's not right. Long Way Down is Ryke and Daisy. Fuel the Fire is what I meant to say, is their second book. And Connor, he is so smart. He is a genius. He's very arrogant. Like, he's not humble at all, but it's like great. Like, he's not a jerk, I would say. He's also just such a good friend. He goes through the best character development ever. Again, also the things that come out of his mouth sometimes. He talks to Rose in French. He gave her a lap dance because she was supposed to be the one to do the lap dance because she lost a bet, but he knew that she was uncomfortable about it and feeling nervous because she has intimacy issues, and especially doing something like that in front of a bunch of people would be terrible for her. So he just went and he did it instead. And I just love him very much, and he is my second favorite out of the 3 men in Addicted Callaway. Which also means Ryke didn't make the list. I'm sorry. Me a year ago wouldn't be able to believe that though, because Ryke was originally my second favorite, but Connor kind of outran him. And Connor too, in like the second gen series, he is a great dad. So that's just like another thing to add to him. Then my number 7, we have Ryan Shea from The Right Move, which is the second book in the Windy City series. Those are interconnected standalone, so you don't have to read all of them or in order, but I would recommend reading them in order to get the full experience. And a lot of people hate Mile High, which is before The Right Move, and say to skip it. I disagree. I loved Mile High. Ryan Shea, he is a professional basketball player. He plays for the Chicago's team in the NBA, and he is the epitome of acts of service. Like, the things that he does is just wow. That's the only word I can use to explain it. Some of the stuff, like the main things that he does, I can't really say because spoilers, but there is some stuff I can say. Like, he learned sign language to be able to communicate with Indy's dad when they weren't even together or even liked each other at all. Meanwhile, her boyfriend that she was with for 6 years and had known since she was 5 in kindergarten never even tried to talk to her dad and learn sign language for that. Didn't show any interest at all. He like organized her bookshelves, got her plants and took care of them, like took care of them and watered them too much so they always died, and then he went and bought her new ones because she wasn't able to do it herself because she was a flight attendant. He braided her hair while she was sick without she even saying anything. He just started doing it because he noticed that her hair was always in a braid and that she probably wanted it in a braid. Like, huh? And this isn't really acts of service, but he literally says to that ex-boyfriend who was a fan of his, you know that jersey that you have in your closet with my last name on it? Let it serve as a reminder to you that someday it will be her last name too. And him and Indy weren't even actually together. They were still faking it because The Right Move is fake dating. And they're also roommates. He didn't know Michael's was a craft store, so when Indy told him that he was leaving to go to Michael's, he freaked out and got really jealous and threatened to go and like Michael, because he thought that she was going to some dude named Michael's house. So next up we have our first Boys of Tommen man on the list. We have Jared Gibson. His book is Taming 7. Yes, you have to read all of them because Boys of Tommen isn't really interconnected standalones, even though it follows different couples, because it has like I don't know how to describe it. Just like there's an actual plot to it that goes across the board with all of the books, so you might be confused. I don't care what anyone says, you'll be confused. You need to read all of them. So, Gibbsy, where do we even begin? He plays rugby. He is blonde with gray eyes. He has been in love with Claire ever since they were little. When he was 6, he told her that he was going to marry her. She was 4. He calls her Claire Bear and then has a tattoo of a Care Bear on his body, even though they weren't even together. He has trauma and is secretly very sad, but covers it up with humor and acting like a clown, basically, and like ridiculous. He has dyslexia. He spent €80 on a teddy bear for Claire when he was like 12, just because it was the one that she wanted. He got into a fight with this guy named Danny in the cafeteria at lunch one day because he said something inappropriate about Claire, which is something that I think you might not have expected from him in previous books. And I just love him so, so much. I don't even really know what else to say because honestly, him and Claire were done kind of dirty in their book. And he also, by far, out of all of the Boys of Tommen guys, is the best friend ever. Like, he is such a good friend to everyone, even Lizzie, when Lizzie is literally so terrible to him, but he's so nice to her anyway. Disclaimer, that's not me hating on Lizzie because I love her very much and she is my favorite FMC in the world. Next, continuing with Boys of Tommen, I cheated a little bit with this one because I don't know, I can't put one above the other with these two. So next we have Johnny Kavanagh / Huey Biggs. So I'm just gonna go over both of them. Johnny, his books are the first 2 in the series, Binding and Keeping 13. And this is gonna sound really basic, but like, it's not, I swear, like, it's good. He is the most popular guy in school. He sleeps around. He doesn't care about anything other than rugby, but when he meets Shannon, she changes him completely, and all of a sudden he does care about other things other than rugby and falls in love for the first time, and it's great. He literally, their first meeting, he asks her if she has a boyfriend, calls her hot, counts all the freckles on her face, and then goes home and looks up different shades of the color blue to figure out what the exact name of her eye color is, because he was so memorized by her hair color. Not hair color, eye color. Like, what do you mean? And he also literally saves her. I'm not going to spoil anything by saying how, but he saves her. He is so protective, like, is literally crazy, and has started to become a joke on TikTok because sometimes he was kind of doing too much, but it was great. Like, it was amazing. And I just love him very much. He's most people's favorite, but he's not my favorite. Then for Huey, him and Lizzie had been like in love with each other since they were like 6 years old. He is the only person that ever understood her and her mental illness, and the only person that ever believed her when she made certain claims about things. Again, not going to spoil it. And was just always there for her, and it was amazing. And like, everything about them was just so cute. And one thing that he did, I don't care how unrealistic it is, because this would never happen in real life, but he literally at the age of 10 years old went to the library and got photocopies, because he was too young to check the books out, of every single book on bipolar disorder, because he found out that she had that, and went through and read every single one of them so he could know how to take care of her and how to help her with her bipolar disorder. And just, he's so smart too. Like, he kind of reminded me of Connor, because I read Addicted Calloway before Releasing 10 came out. The other books of Boys of Tommen, though, I read before Addicted Calloway. But anyway. And he was also just so smart. And he was studying, well, he's going to study to be a cardiovascular doctor in the future, because he wants to help people. And just, oh my goodness. And the things that he said to Lizzie was so sweet. He's also very overprotective of everyone. We have Isaiah Rhodes, who is also from the Windy City series. He is from Play Along, which is the second to last book in the series. Again, interconnected standalones, just like I mentioned before. Don't have to read all of them, even though I recommend you do. And basically, him and Gibbsy are so similar, because Isaiah also does the whole hiding behind humor, acting like a clown and ridiculous and funny, while also being like super sad and not wanting to show it. And he also has like those kinds of issues. But then he also plays on the Chicago MLB team, so he's a baseball player. And basically his entire thing with the girl is that he had been obsessed with her since the moment that he saw her, and just obsessed with her hair and everything, just so in love. And the second that he found out she was engaged, he like backed off, right? And like slept with other girls, like only flirted with her playfully. But then when he realized that she was no longer engaged, he became celibate and stopped sleeping with other girls to try and win his chance with her, since she was no longer in a relationship. And then, this isn't a spoiler because it's said at the end of Caught Up, which is his brother's book and the book right before his, that him and Kennedy get married in Vegas because they both got drunk off of tequila. He walks down their little aisle to Obsessed by Mariah Carey, and what does he go and do? He makes that song his walkout song. Like, what do you mean? And then he's colorblind, right? He memorized her hair color and started referring to that color as her name. Like, Auburn was never just Auburn. He referred to it as Kennedy K. Auburn. And, again, don't read Spice anymore. But this happened at the very end of a Spicy scene, so I did see this part. He came in his pants just from eating her out. He also, one of his, like, trauma responses is that his mom passed away from driving during a thunderstorm, so he's terrified of storms, and every single time a storm happens, he's sitting in his room just freaking out and calling and texting everyone he knows to make sure they're not driving. And so there was one night where he was doing that to Kennedy and she wasn't responding, so he freaked out and he went to go grab his keys to go drive around to look for her, even though he had never once driven during a storm, and him and his brother had promised each other that they never would, because he was so concerned for her, that he was seriously about to break that promise that he had had since he was only 13 years old when his mom passed away. Okay, moving on to top 3, my number 3 spot goes to Zayden Ryerson, and fun fact, he was actually number 4, but then I started reading Onyx Storm like 2 days ago. It might have been 3. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was 2. And Zayden is just hitting different in Onyx Storm. I don't even know why. I'm really liking him more in this book than I did in the previous 2, and I don't even know why. And I also don't know how to describe how, like, amazing he is. He's just, like, he's morally gray. If you don't know, Fourth Wing is about dragon riders, so he's a dragon rider. He is a shadow wielder. He's insanely overprotective, like will kill anyone that touches her. Has been in love with her since the second he saw her, even though her mother oversaw his father's execution, so he should hate her, but he just didn't. And just, ooh, again, the things that he says is just so good, and just love everything about him, and I understand why he's some people's number 1 and why people are so obsessed with him, because he's so hot. Now, number 2, these 2 I'm really excited about, okay? Number 2, we have Lauren Hale, so call back to the Addicted Calloway series. Him and Lily have 5 books, and he is just an alcoholic, but he gets better, don't you worry. And honestly, in the first book, I didn't like him that much because he was a little rude sometimes with the things that he would say, but once he got sober, fantastic, 10 out of 10, no notes, amazing. Except for a few times that he did things that were wrong, but like, turn a blind eye. It didn't happen. It's okay. And just, he is also such a good dad in the second gen series. Like, he's Maximoff's dad. And I know I said the same thing about Connor, but with Lo, even more so, in my opinion. He is the best parent I've ever seen, especially for someone who never even wanted kids. And he loves Lily so much. I've never seen any book boyfriend love their girl that much. And like, every single time she does literally anything, there will be like moments in his inner monologue and he's looking at her and he's just like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And he also is just another one where things that he says sometimes, both of these are going to be dirty. I'm so sorry, because I was reading like smut before them, but these weren't during spicy scenes anyway. So there is one point where they had just started real dating, because they were fake dating at first for 3 years. And Lily's a sex addict, okay? And she was worried that she was going to cheat on him. And like, he was separating from her. So he kneels down in her ear and is like, if you think about having sex with another guy, just repeat to yourself these 3 words. Lauren Hale fucks better. Oh, what do you mean? And then he also, during Kiss the Sky, like, described something that he was doing to Lily and how he has been using his fingers a lot, wiggles his hands, finds a camera, because they were filming a reality show at this point, looks directly at the camera and winks. Now, drumroll please. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Number 1 spot goes to, any guesses? It's probably very obvious. Joey Lynch. Joey. Basically, Joey is Boys of Tom, and again, his books are Saving and Redeeming 6. He is a drug addict, but he also gets sober. Him and Lo are very similar. Joey is poor, has an abusive dad, physically. His mom verbally abuses him, compares him to his dad all the time because they look just alike. He is very broken and damaged, and it's very, very sad. And he also fell in love with Aoife the second he saw her, but like wouldn't admit it because he had so many walls up that he like refused to, for the longest time, say I love you, refused to accept that they were in a relationship, and like all of this stuff, but it was fine. He also does a lot of wrong things, but it's okay. We also turn a blind eye and pretend it doesn't happen, you know? And he also is so overprotective. Like, I know I've said that time and time again about the other ones, but nobody is more protective than Joey Lynch. I don't care what anybody says. Like, he literally saw that his sister, Shannon from Finding and Keeping 13, was getting bullied and she was crying and stuff, and he left and asked for the bully's older brother and then slammed him against a locker and said, if you don't tell your whore of a sister to leave my sister alone, then I will kill you. And when Aoife was dating somebody else named Paul, Joey noticed that he had his hand like on her wrist like that, too rough, and that Aoife was asking him to stop and he wasn't stopping. So Joey literally beat him so badly on bleachers and said that he better make his peace with God because he's going to bury him. Blood literally splattered on Aoife's shirt. And it wasn't Joey's blood. No, it was Paul's blood. And it was also stated that, no exaggeration, Joey would have killed him if the teachers didn't drag him off of Paul. And just everything about Joey is so hot. I'm sorry. He has a crucifix tattoo on his back to hide scars, but it's still there. And when he's in that weird phase of refusing to accept that Aoife's even his girlfriend and refusing to say I love you, he got his name tattooed on his chest. Just sit with that one for a minute. And it's just everything about him. I know he's not perfect because, like I said, he did a lot of bad things. Technically, in real life, he would be a terrible boyfriend. But, like, he's just my number 1 spot. I don't know. obsessed with him. He's my #1 best book boyfriend I've ever read. I don't see him leaving anytime soon since he's been here for like a year and a half now. So that's just my stance on that. I don't really have anything else to say, and that's just the end of the video. I hope it was okay and that I did a good job with talking. I don't really think so, but hopefully it was a good video regardless. Bye bye.